right back. I gotta get something. I don't even know if I'm on here. It'll be enough forever. I wish there was a way I can see if I'm on live. I'm supposed to be live. This is my song to you. Y'all give me a minute. If anybody's in the chat right now, I'm sorry I can't interact with you, but I'm going to try something here, okay? I am going to try something here. Just give me a minute. I'm going to try something here. If I'm able to get to see who's on my chat line. If I'm live. So y'all bear with me. Your girl KC McDaniel is still trying to work on doing this live thing. Because of the COVID and everything, it's hard to get people to come over here and help me out because of COVID. A lot of people want to practice safe distancing themselves, and they really don't like to be really coming somewhere unless it's really, really necessary. But other than that, people are just practicing safety, and it's really hard for me to get somebody here to help me out with my channel. And I'm still working on that. And I know some people that do know how to do this stuff, but they unable to come and help me because of the COVID. I told them I have masks, I got Lysol, I got the sanitizing spray, I got everything here that is here to make sure everything is sanitized and nobody won't come in contact with any germs. I'm wiping down things all the time in my home. It's not like I'm a nasty person. That I'm not, even before COVID. I just can't stand clutter and mess and nastiness and all that people got going on. Some people look real good in front of the camera, but you go and look in the back scene or you go in their home or whatever, nasty folks out here. And especially the ones who always look so clean on the outside. Yeah, I'm just doing my little Valentine's special with you today because I don't believe I'll have time to do any of this special Valentine's with you tomorrow, being that tomorrow is officially Valentine's Day. And people be celebrating with their lovers and their loved ones, necessarily don't have to necessarily be in a relationship as far as with your significant other. People got all kind of relationships going on today, but I know I'll be probably celebrating at home tomorrow with my husband. As you can see, I am wearing the ring. But the thing is that my ring and everything has to be resized because I had, I gained, I put on weight and stuff. So I have to get this thing that's able to hold it together, so it don't be all over the place. So, a guard for my ring. Let's see what's going on here. We're going to try this thing again. Okay. Yes, I am live with you all. Praise God. Praise God. I am live with you all. I'm going. Yes, I am live with you all. See, I can. Okay. And this is what I'm going to do. I am live with you all. I'm live with you. Wait, I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay. And this is what I'm going to do. I am live with you all. Wait, I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay. I know I'll be probably celebrating at home tomorrow with my husband. As you can see, I am. Okay. So, I just wanted to have this little. Let me like turn this thing down. You know, I gained, I put on weight. Well, anyway, I don't see anybody right now here in the chat. I don't see anybody here in the chat at this moment. Um, anyway, let me get started here. Okay, let me just get myself started here with what I wanted to what I wanted here to really like discuss with you all. Um, One thing I wanted to just talk with you about is I see that there is going to be a rally that will be taking place in March 17th, I believe, to the 19th. I don't want to have my dates messed up here, but you will have to check with that person who's sponsoring this walk. That will be One Pat Post. If you are subscribed to her channel, you can check with her. If you're not subscribed to her channel, you need to go and check on her channel and see what are the upcoming events that will be taking place with her. But I find it very interesting that she will be doing this protest, and this will be something she'll be organizing for those of you who want to walk with her um, on March 17th to the 19th, I believe, in in this righteous fight for Robert Sylvester Kelly on doing for his due process rights. Now, yesterday, I was out on the street, um, in the in of course supermarket, going to stores, by the mall, this, that, and the other. So I was standing outside, of course, smoking a cigarette, and I had started a conversation. I had a conversation. I didn't start the conversation. The gentleman started the conversation with me, okay, because he wanted a cigarette and da 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 da. And we had a conversation, and somehow I just started. I brought up Robert Sylvester Kelly, and he said to me, he says, "Oh, what's going on with him? What's going on with R. Kelly? Isn't he out?" I was like, "No, sir, he isn't out. He's been being detained at the MCC building in Chicago, Illinois, on Michigan Street for those for these charges against him, against some these young women or whatever, the alleged victims or whatever." And he says, "For real?" I say, "Yes, sir, that's what's going on." He says, "They still holding him?" I was like, "Well, yes, unfortunately, yes, they are still holding him, but we, his supporters and fans, are really fighting hard for him, and we've been fighting for the last 2 years, going on 3 years, for justice for Robert Sylvester Kelly, and that he will be able to be released on bond, on bail, so he can be able to prepare for his trial that will be taking place." Now they moved the date up to August, depending on the COVID-19 and how things are going with that. That is not written in stone. That is not definite, but that's what they're looking forward to, having his trial in August. So I was educating him and informing him about things. He was like, well, I said, well, if you really want to know about all that's really taking place surrounding his legal issues, you can go on YouTube. And I gave him my name on YouTube. I also gave him a few other channels that he can view and hear what's taking place surrounding Robert Sylvester Kelly. That's what I did. And I did leave a lengthy message, not a lengthy, but a lengthy comment in One Pat Pooh's um, post, her community post that she posted about the upcoming event, which will be taking place in March. So I did leave this information in her um, inside on her in her comment section of her community post about the conversation I had with the gentleman. His name is Tony. He introduced himself as Tony, so I'm just going to say his name is Tony. And I also told him I have a channel he like to watch. He can always come and view my channel. I didn't say you have to subscribe. You don't have to subscribe because I may not bring you information that you're looking for. I may not bring content to you the way you like content to be done. This is my own way of doing things. Like I said, I'm not all that savvy in knowing how to do thumbnails and put this up and post that, blah, blah, blah. I'm still learning this stuff, so y'all have to be patient with me. But what I can do is I can come on here, I can do a live, try to do a live, and I can upload videos of things that recently just happened and keep you informed about that. I miss out on a lot, I'm telling you, on these YouTube streets, because I keep such a busy schedule during the day, and I work most of the time in the evening, so I really don't have time to really be on social media. And one thing about the company and the place that I work at, we're not allowed to bring cell phones and everything, things like that, inside of the workplace because of the kind of work we do. And it's very, you know, I mean, there's a lot of high security there. So put it that way. It's a lot of high security. So you got to be careful about, I can't really bring a lot of stuff in the building. Yeah. And most of the people that work there that are security, whatever, are police officers. Yes, I just wanted to let y'all know that that's why I do miss out on a lot. And sometimes when I do go on like a little break or something like that, I would check on my phone, um, to see what's going on right now, who I get a notification from, and they doing a live or they uploaded a video or something. Sometimes I quickly come in and I even greet people. If I am watching, I don't sit in the bushes. I will come out and greet you and say hello, I'm here. How you doing? Good to always, like, if you see people that day or on that day, you want to say hello and keep it moving or whatever. You don't really have to engage much into the conversation, but you can just stop by and say hello and keep it moving. And because so much is happening, people are dying so rapidly today. We just lost, like I said a couple of weeks ago, we just lost one of our YouTube, um, I would say, one of our supporters for the Robert Sylvester Kelly team. Somebody who was well known for being in the chats and, moving around on these YouTube streets, interacting with the YouTube players here. And you get familiar with people. And when something happened, you feel like you know them. You do. You really feel like you know people sometimes. Even though we get those characters on here that be saying things like, oh, you don't know me. Oh, I know you. You better believe I know you. I may not know you physically, but I know you spiritually. I know you. So you could say all that. Oh, you could say this, that, and the other. But you don't know me. I know you. I've been in this world 54 years, and cognitively, as I developed as in my human, becoming who I am, I came across some people in this life, and I've met people who are like you. So I know you. Okay. Um, like I said, so back to what I was talking about, us getting familiar with one another here on these YouTube streets, especially with this Robert Sylvester Kelly, R. Kelly thing. A lot of us really became like a support team for each other, and um, we we embrace each other. We build some kind of relationship with each other. Yeah, we have our days, some moments, and sometimes a disagreement with one another. But still in all, we're R. Kelly supporters, and we became sort of like a family to one another. We became like a family to each other. We could say something about like family do. We could talk about our family members, but can't nobody else come and do these things, or else they're gonna have to, deal with us, And it is what it is, and on this R. Kelly support thing. And I even saw a blogger, a new blogger. I don't know if they're new, but they became part of the R. Kelly, joined us in this fight. And they was like, people better be careful out there messing with them R. Kelly supporters, because them supporters, man, they very passionate about this man, and they will get in you. They will get in that, into them assets when you mess around with they Robinson, with they R. Kelly. So if you're gonna get over here and you're gonna talk about them, you better be talking about something good, or you gonna have to feel you know, from the supporters and the fans. They passionate about that man. And yes, we are. Yes, we are. And sometimes I don't want to really put that out there, but sometimes I believe that the reason they dragging this trial is because they want to get us calmed down. you know, to get us calmed down, because they making up things as they go along, because they feel we're intimidating witnesses, and that we're, threatening victims, or we're trying. No, we're not after real victims. No, we're not doing that. But if you are a real victim, be a real victim. Don't get out here and lie and make up things, because there are people who have been sex crime victims, and it's going on today, and it will go on forever. But at least if we're going to get people that are doing these things, committing these type of crimes, we want the right people. We want to make sure that the law is done in the right way, not lies. We don't want law to be on lies. We want laws to be on truth. And that's the whole thing for the law. So we can see the truth of things, and so we can see what is right and what is wrong. But we don't want anybody out there to get hurt. We don't want to see people get hurt. Um, I don't want to see anybody get hurt. Let me speak for myself here. I don't want to see anybody hurt, and they innocent. They're innocent. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm talking back to Ezreal. All this playing on social media and the things you did in the public when you went on the Gayle King interview and you defended R. Kelly, and you said that you weren't being brainwashed, and you said you wasn't a victim and he wasn't doing any harm to you. And as soon as this man went to jail or whatever, um, you do a live, not a live, but you do upload a video, whatever, and you attack people about how you love your man and how you gonna stand by your man. And you didn't say exactly what I'm saying here, but this is what I got from what you were saying. And that, the feds are lying or bringing up old stuff, and they not doing a great job. They are supposed to be the so and so, but they not. They messy. That's what you said about them. You attack Gayle King. She don't need to know what's going on in your privacy of your life. No, you did not have sex with R. Kelly as a minor. Your parents lied. Your parents. She said her parents wanted to bribe R. Kelly, or put R. Kelly in a position for them to get money from him, and set her up with him so they can get money from him, and make up lies and stuff, that she should send nude pictures, that she had sex with R. Kelly as a minor, and all this other stuff. This is what she said out of her own mouth on the Gayle King show. I have to put on these glasses because I can barely. I'm so, my eyes are so. Yeah. So anyway, this is what Miss Azarel Clary had said, okay, herself, out of her own words and her own mouth. Now she's want to flip flop all over the place, and now she want to play this victim story. I gotta clean them off; they're still a little blurred. But I'm just saying that it's her. Okay, she's not credible to be on any trial. If anything, maybe her own trial going on. You know, for the lies that she told, and that she'll be going to jail for, her and her daddy, stepdaddy, or whatever daddy he is, uncle, cousin, relative. I don't know, some, and who knows, you know. But I'm not going to run with that. That's not a father. I believe that truly is a weird family. You know, I think that is her dad. I'm sorry. She looks too much like that man to say he's not her father, and acts like him too. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm sorry if I'm not interacting with you. I'm trying to see if comments are coming up in mine. You know, but yeah. So she's just she's a piece of work, and she has been. And then when I was looking at some of the proceedings from Shabazz's documentary that he did in the before and after of the R. Kelly with his relationship with Azarel and with Joycelyn Savage, and then I see that she was planning on going to Chicago. She said she was going to what she was going to Chicago for again. She was going there to do something. I think get ready for do a song or do some work on some music or something. Whatever she was going there for, she ends up not at the DoubleTree where they had everything set up for to do the interview with her, but she was somewhere else. Other than that, she went to the Trump Towers to start a fight with Joycelyn. Joycelyn was there to collect Art Roberts things, to take his things and put it in storage or whatever. His Grammys and all his other awards that he had on the shelf and things like that. And she was just doing help getting stuff out of his place where he was staying and put it away, lock it in storage and stuff. And she was just doing what she was told to do, like working for whoever, working for Rob or whatever, doing the stuff. Her and another young lady were there. Azabel came and ambushed the place, came there uninvitedly, lied to get there, and had everything all messy, and had Shabazz and whoever else over there at the place with her, because she told them that's where she was at. They was downstairs waiting for her. Somehow she told them to come upstairs. There was a woman threatening her life that was threatening her, so they came in to be there to protect her, to make sure they were witnesses that if anything happened, what they saw. You know, this is what was told in that document that I saw. And somehow or the other, she finds her way to start a fight with Joycelyn. And I did see Joycelyn, you know, defend herself, but Joycelyn didn't get the best of Az. This is what I didn't understand, because it seemed like Azarel was doing more damage to Joycelyn than Joycelyn was doing to her. But the thing is that they put the charges on Joycelyn instead of Azarel, which Azarel was in some place where she wasn't supposed to be. This is how you can see how this whole thing is such a mess. You know, they're going to take the side of the person who is the aggressor, who was the one who came to start the fight, instead of the one who was there innocently and who was supposed to be there. This is how wicked they're playing. Okay, this is how wicked they're playing on Robert Sylvester Kelly. You know, somebody was there legally, somebody was there doing what they were called to do, to come get his awards and take everything that he had off the shelf and take all his belongings and put it away safely in a storage. But this young lady comes uninvitedly, was not invited there, but she still gets to come in there, start a fight with somebody, and then have charges pressed on the person, when she did more damage to the person than the person did to her. That's the part I can't understand. Oh, Lord. And another thing I wanted to discuss with you, those of you who are here. I don't see you, but I know you're here. I feel you're here. So I'm going to say this. Another thing I wanted to just talk about here, I did discuss with you about some of the community posts that I saw from celebrities and stuff. I didn't want to make a comment, leave a comment there, because I didn't want anything to fall against Robert Sylvester Kelly. So that's another thing I wanted to say. It's just like, as much as I want to come out of my flesh and do certain things, and if I'm really, really standing in this fight for Robert Sylvester Kelly, or Kelly, There's things I hold back from doing because I don't want it to happen to fall on him, because he's the man right now being detained. He's the man right now that's um, incarcerated, fighting for his life, not me. So I have to put my feelings aside and put myself into being who he is right now. That's why I hold back from saying the things that I do say. And sometimes coming at people on YouTube the way sometimes I would love to come at you, especially those who are nuisance and agitators and that get in here and get your spirit all crazy and stuff, especially you know who that goes around stalking people videos and putting stuff on YouTube about you and finding your address and posting things about you and whatever. I would love to woo, but I hold back on the sake of Robert Sylvester Kelly, on the sake of him, because I'm not selfish like that. I'm not in here for clout. I'm not looking for you to cash app. If you want to cash at me, that's fine. But you see my cash app address isn't up there. But if you want to send me a donation to my channel, that's fine. You want to donate to my channel, you open to do that. But I'm saying to you, I'm not here for that. I am here on the sake for Robert Sylvester Kelly and to fight for his rights and to keep the public informed on the things that are going on that is taking place against this man when he's innocent. In my eyes, he's innocent, because the way they doing things is just so blatant, so out and openly in front of you that they're being malicious. So they doing everything out of malicious intent. Anyway, I was listening to a blogger, and they were discussing the R. Kelly hearing last Tuesday. And in that hearing, they said R. Kelly wasn't able to defend himself. R. Kelly wasn't able to say this and wasn't saying that in his life, that he should be, But let me tell you, he's not on trial right now. Right now, this was just a status hearing for his trial. And for them to try to figure out if they got the discoveries, everybody got what they need so they can move forward. Just his presence being there is so he can hear what's taking place. Like he was on that conference call and that he let everybody know he was there. That's all he needed to do. He didn't need to give any more details about what's going on in his case. He didn't have to defend himself. That's why he had hired legal staff, legal team that are being paid, and then they say they're not getting paid. They're getting paid, okay? Robert Sylvester Kelly, that don't need to be known to the public. They getting paid. There's no way but I'm just saying that his case is not the only case that they have. Yes, he's a celebrity and this is a high profile case, but there's a whole lot of other cases that this man, his legal attorney, Steve Greenberg, Nicole, and all the rest of the people that have been assigned to his case to fight for Robert Sylvester Kelly, because it's a big team. It's not only Steve Greenberg is the lead attorney, but there's all kind of other attorneys dealing with this part, dealing with that part, dealing with the research, dealing with this, that, the other. Some doing the footwork, some doing work behind the scenes, some are doing like what I was going to study in school to become a legal aid assistant. That means I do the research. Okay, I was working on that in my future as an attorney. I was going to do that kind of work, but something I got sidetracked with that. I fell off with that, and I made a decision to get married instead, being young and being dumb and not really knowing what I really, really wanted to do with my life. Just doing anything, all over the place. But anyway, back to what I'm saying. He just has a big team going on right now. Steve don't have to say much of anything to the public. Only just a few things he can share with you, but he can't give but so much information about what's taking place with this trial. Why are people going on attack on Steve Greenberg? Oh, he's not doing enough for Robert Sylvester Kelly. He does not have to prove anything to you. You just gotta wait. Okay, continue to be his voices out here to get the public to hear what's going on with him. That's what you do. He knows, he's the lawyer, he's the attorney. So is the people that's working behind the scene. They can't put out so much information. Then on top of that, as far as for Robert Sylvester Kelly, as far as for Robert Sylvester Kelly, he can't be saying too much about what's going on because as soon as he open his mouth and say something, they gonna take it and make it out of something else. So like they say when they read you Amanda rights or whatever, you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say may come against you. So the only thing he said was yes and no. Anything more than that is evil. He don't need to be talking but so much. He got so many of us out here that's doing the job for him. We're talking to prove his innocence, that we witnessed certain things that we saw in our eyes that has been done to him, that we know some of these things are not true. So there's no reason for this man to get on any kind of phone call when he's being listening to his trial and listening to what's taking place with his trial to say anything more. So people need to stop attacking the attorney and don't think that they're on the job. They're on the job, but they don't have to say to you anything. They leave that for the courthouse for when they go inside that building when that trial comes up in August. That's when everything could be laid right out. Okay? But right now, you got to be careful what you say out here. Now, I know some of you intelligent people because some of you think you know more than the Lord allowed. But you're not intelligent when you say you're fighting for this man's rights, but then you're going on an attack on his attorneys. Steve Greenberg is who we knew from the time from the time all of this started happening to Robert Sylvester Kelly. That's the attorney we saw on the scene. They talking about the old attorney. This shows you how some people have not really truly, they came into the fight late. The old attorney that fought his case in 2008 was senile. He lost a lot of his memory when they went to talk about Robert Sylvester and they asked the questions. The man was gravely ill. And they came and they asked him things about Robert's trial, the first one, and they heard him say something about him being as guilty, blah, blah, blah. The man don't even remember who Robert Sylvester Kelly is. Okay? The man didn't even remember, and they took it and they ran with that. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful. They ran with that, and they went to a man who was in and out of life and death. Okay? The man was halfway in the grave, and maybe a dim part of him was still living, but they came at this man on his deathbed. Okay, when you don't remember nothing. Lord, come on now, come on. Your mind goes back. He probably was on a case with somebody else who was guilty and he got him off. Probably wasn't even R. Kelly. Okay. You know how many the life this man lived as being an attorney, how many criminals that he defended that may have been guilty, that he won cases for, but they gonna come on his deathbed? For Robert Sylvester Kelly, they knew what they were doing, being malicious, out of malicious intent, being wicked. God knows who they are. That's why I said Steve said the right thing when he capped back at that person who came for him. I know you smart. You might have some intelligence, but that wasn't intelligent to come and attack Robert Sylvester Kelly's attorneys while he Robert Sylvester Kelly. You have your freedom, and there's a way you can address things without being so condescending. I don't know how long tomorrow I'm going to stay on this live with you all. I just wanted to just come and say some things that I went over, that I watched here on YouTube, some of the stuff I want to catch up with, surrounding Robert Sylvester Kelly, not anybody else. I'm not into all the other celebrities right now because I'm still on this Robert Sylvester Kelly thing. I'm still on this R. Kelly thing. And until this R. Kelly thing gets lifted up, until this R. Kelly thing moves ahead, until this R. Kelly thing is over, I am here to ride all the way to the end for Robert Sylvester Kelly. And I know a lot of you are too. You got distracted by some things. Some of you got a little afraid because you got the terrorists on the YouTube streets going around threatening people and making and want to put people life and out there on these streets. But I tell you what, they put anything out there on me, they better be careful what they do. I'm just gonna say they don't know nothing about me anyway. They just an unhappy person. I just stay away from them. I pray them away from me. I don't want to have anything to do with them. I don't even want to see them in anybody's chat. If I do see them in your chat, you want to bond with them, you want to hang with them, you want to build with them, I'm out. I'm out. Not with you, but I'm just not going to be on your chat with you if you allow that individual on your lives and your chats with you, because this person has a spirit that is not clean and it's not good, and it brings a lot of just a whole lot of messiness around. So I just stay away from that person. And everybody is familiar with who that person is. And they truly, like I said before, they were sent here to bring this distraction. They're getting paid because if all the stuff they've been doing, getting on the way with on YouTube, they got to be working for somebody that is against Robert Sylvester Kelly. I'm just putting it out there. But anyway, I'm going to get off this live. I don't know if this thing going to shut down like it's supposed to right after I get off, because it sometimes just stays up and people still coming in thinking I'm here, but I'm gone. But right now, I'm still here. I just wanted to make sure before I go into this closing about love, love, love. Okay? This is what it's all about. It's all about let's love. Let's live with love in our hearts. Let's not continue to hold any grudge or hatred towards anybody. I know what I just said beginning. I said I just stay away from them. I move on. Some people just not worth my time. I'm not going to continue to throw my pearls to swine. Let them live the way they want to live and die the way they want to die. All I know is I got to take care of me, KC, number one. Uno. But I'm going to say like this. Before I go into my closing statements, I wanted to talk about the One Papoose, that event that's coming up. I am trying to strongly encourage people, if you can, I'm trying to order some flyers from her because I want to pass them out to people so I can keep them informed about what's taking place around Robert Sylvester Kelly. I talk to people all the time in the supermarket, on the street corner, in the malls, in the stores, everywhere I go. Even if I'm going to pick up a little snack at the fast food restaurant, I'm having a conversation with somebody about what's going on around Robert Sylvester Kelly. I don't force anything on anybody. If they don't want to hear it, I just keep it moving. If they want to cause an argument, I say, okay, then you have every right to stand in what you believe in, and I'm not going to try to change your mind about anything. But do take some time out and do some research and then find the truth, okay? Don't go by what everything people put out there on social media and fake news. Do your own research. Revisit things, go see things, look at it again, and then you're going to see things differently than you saw it from the first time when Lifetime put that on us in January of the new year. And then on top of that, before this man's birthday and the 25th anniversary of his 12 play album. That was a low blow. These people strategically done this to ruin this man's life. If you really go and do your research, you find out this is bigger than R. Kelly. This is somebody that really don't want to give this man the rights over his own music. And they are doing some real wicked stuff in high places. And they got every judge, every lawyer, every attorney, everybody covered with their money, because they did years of doing this. They planned it for years. They set up their evil with their greed and their evil to destroy this young artist from the time he entered into his music career. They set it all up, even from with Aaliyah and everything. I don't know if anybody ever watched this one blogger that used to come on and do, his name is The Chronicle something. I was listening to him, and he made a lot of sense. I don't know if he's still come around, Chronicle something. I was listening to him. He was like out when all this stuff was first taking place, and he had some interesting things to share. And I was listening to him, and I was like, wow, this is interesting, when he talked about how Aaliyah was already being groomed to be the queen of the dam or whatever, to take R. Kelly down. From the time she entered into this music, because she been in the music world. She was already there before even R. Kelly was there. She was there. You just don't know because she was married. Her family was already had some, Barry Hankerson, who was married, of course, to some of us know, was married to Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight been out for the longest, since the Supremes. Okay, so we know Aaliyah was born in the industry. Um, Her parents and everything always had connections there. The family was always connected there. R. Kelly wasn't. R. Kelly was somebody they that I was introduced to them through. I guess through Demetrius. I don't know. Demetrius groomed R. Kelly. I heard on how to learn the streets and the business and all that stuff. This is what I heard. He was that manager that was managing R. Kelly, getting R. Kelly set up with music and interview with people that was going to take him on to his career, whatever. Because when R. Kelly first came out, he didn't have a clue what was going on with his life. What was in destined for his life. All that boy wanted, the young man wanted to do was play basketball. He wanted to play basketball and be a mama's boy. But yeah, he didn't have a clue what was going on. So they introduced him into the industry and they brought him in. They saw this man had great gifts, great talents. He had a disability, of course, his dyslexia. He didn't read very well. He could read, but he got to really take his time reading things. So basically, when he got these contracts and stuff, he didn't really understand what he was reading, and he didn't know much. He's like a person that does things on hands. He doesn't a person like me. I might have dyslexia for all I know, because I got to take my time in reading some things too. Because sometimes I get a little confused, and that's what R. Kelly get. Yes, he can write. I'm sure he can read, but he can't read where, when you read something, you could get the information quickly, or whatever you're reading, you can comprehend it very quickly. Developmentally, there is some developmental things. Maybe some traumatic stuff happened to him when he was young, and sometimes that could be a blockage there, and that's for all of us. So a lot of things have happened. If you've been here long as we've been here, me and Robert Sylvester Kelly been here, things came along the way, and you've been through some stuff, and you ain't gonna always be 100% perfect, and who you used to be as a child, you ain't gonna always remember everything very well. Okay, so they're doing him some injustice. That's all I got to say. And then they got to look back in his life, and then this they keep bringing up this deceased person, young lady, Aaliyah. I love Aaliyah to death. She was one of my favorite young female artists back in the days in the '90s when she first started, made her debut. Everything, I love Aaliyah's music. I thought she was classy, young and classy. I mean, she had fun, her little teen girl thing or whatever, baggy jeans and clothes and stuff. Had her little fun working with Robert Sylvester Kelly, I'm sure. But I'm just saying to you all out there that are listening, this thing was the setup from the time that young man, Robert Sylvester Kelly, entered into his career. That's all I got to say. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. You all have a blessed and wonderful Saturday. Have a wonderful celebration of your life with your loved ones for Valentine's. Valentine's is my mom's birthday is approaching. I was supposed to be driving out to New York to be putting flowers on her grave, but unfortunately I won't be doing that. Instead, I'll have a funeral to attend. Okay, and I just lost my ex-spouse. Just lost his sister, and lost a lot of people. Just been hearing about a lot of loss lately, so it's really been taking a toll on me, sort of. I don't even want to come on social media as much anymore due to the fact that I'm hearing about death. The death angel has visited again, or death comes like a thief in the night. That's why I say, we got to learn how to live and love, um, and get in the practice of love. Even when we're wrong about something, we can come and say, I'm sorry, forgive me. Not only on that person, but for yourself. Um, Death comes, like I said, a thief in the night. You never know. I could be here today on this live with you, and tomorrow you hear Casey McDaniel don't went on home to glory. But I ain't ready to go no time soon, so Lord, don't take me on that. But I'm just saying to you all, okay? So you all have a blessed and wonderful weekend, and if God's willing, I'll be back with you in the week. So you all be blessed and be safe. Love you. Peace.